It is the voice of Indiana County. It's WCCS 101.1 FM, AM 1160, and WCCSradio.com. Well, one of those ways that organizations raise money for the Teddy Bear Fund Drive. Well, these two gentlemen that are with us this morning are going to tell us all about it. Barry Widdowson and Tom Ott are in the studio with us, and our conversation with them brought to you by Marcus & Mack, voted best personal injury law firm in the Best of Indiana County contest. Marcus & Mack, a law firm representing injured people. Guys, good morning.
Good morning.
It's good to have you both with us here. Do the trains ever get put away? I mean, do you actually pack them up and put them away?
Well, most of it, but there are some that stay out all year long.
Oh, yeah?
Yep.
Yeah. And I'm sure members of the club, some of them have their own special dedicated rooms where they're always down there fiddling around, aren't they?
Yeah, my wife always knows where I am in the cellar.
When you're down there, she knows that there's usually a train whistle blowing. Well, this year, the Railroaders Club here in what is the official name of the club? Because I can never get
Indiana Area Train Collectors.
See, I can never do that. For some reason, that just always escapes me. The Indiana Area Train Collectors every year do a beautiful, wonderful display of trains. Their members have, tons of them. Many of them have multiple train sets, and they choose the ones that they want to highlight on a given year, and you set them up at the Indiana Mall.
Yep. This year we had almost 20 different layouts, and everybody just worked so hard getting them up, getting them ready for the people to come and visit and see what we did this year.
People take pride in it, don't they?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And there's a great amount of craftsmanship that goes into this. We think, okay, you snap the tracks together, put the trains on, and let them roll. It's much more than that, isn't it?
Oh, there is. We do a lot of village and housing and landscaping. We had a lumber scene this year with stumps cut off and a beaver dam and animals hiding in the woods. The children enjoyed finding the animals.
Oh, yeah?
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, that would be fun. That'd be a lot of fun. And that was just one of the sets. How many, of the others, what were the ones that stood out for you, Barry?
Well, we did have one that signified the New York City Fire Departments and the Red Cross train. Mm-hmm. That was a very interesting one. Had a lot of noise with it.
Oh, yeah?
Sirens
and whistles.
Oh, yeah. So you always knew when somebody had that one rolling. Huh?
Yep.
Exactly.
Yeah.
We had a disappearing train this year, which was very interesting for the children. It would go in one side of the tunnel and wouldn't come right through. And then finally it would come out. So a lot of them lifted the skirt to see where the train went.
Oh, yeah.
And it actually did go on a second track underneath and then came out. So it was delayed. So it was quite fascinating. But a lot of the younger children was surprising. They wanted to know, how do you do that? Uh-huh. And that's part of the interest of getting them to look at the hobby is learning something like that.
Well, that's an interesting thing you said, Tom, there about the train that actually went down to the second level. Probably those of us who aren't pros at it like you guys are, we don't envision a train that can actually go down a hill and up a hill. But they can do that?
Yeah, in 1954, Lionel put something called magnet traction on the wheels to where they have magnetic traction, and it will allow the train to come a little steeper grade. Mm-hmm. Now, obviously not a 90-degree angle, but it took a lot of work. The gentleman that put this together spent about 4 months actually experimenting with the right amount of track and the right curvature and incline to get it to work. And it does. It works quite well.
Yeah. How many cars were on that train when it would do that?
3 cars and an engine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Yeah.
That's wonderful. What the creativity, you said. The creativity is just amazing.
Right.
Yeah. So the trains ran always on time, because the trains are always on time around here.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
That's all you needed to do. That's what they used to say. Just make sure the trains run on time, and you'll always get elected to office.
And we didn't have very many accidents this year.
Well, that's good, too. That's good. Some places are a train wreck come Christmas.
They are.
But you guys had no accidents this year. They ran how many weekends?
5 weekends, Todd. Yes.
5 weekends. Starting, of course, It's a Wonderful Life weekend.
Right. Saturday, November 18th, right after the parade on Friday night, and lasted up through the 17th of December. Mm-hmm. And we do want to thank Sherry and her staff for allowing us to sponsor us there at the mall. It was a great venue, right beside Santa Claus.
Yeah. Well, that's the place to be, isn't it?
Yep.
Yeah, absolutely. And of course, as you were there and you set up the trains themselves and ran the trains, you also had the Indiana Quilters Club make their contribution with some beautiful new quilts.
We did. Mimi Green and her Quilters Club had a great selection of holiday quilts. A lot of them train themed this year. It was amazing. They went to the effort of having displays of engines. It was quite scenic and colorful, and we really enjoyed having them.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. I assume that model trains are big no matter what part of the country you're in, because trains were always a big part of it. With my family, my granddad spent his entire working career on the Pennsylvania Railroad. And even these were in the days before it was Penn Central, it was just the Pennsylvania Railroad. And I can still remember him putting me in the basket of his bicycle. He was on the track crew. And every day he would go to work, and he'd catch the train down at the station, and they would take their bicycles with them in case somebody got hurt working on the tracks. They could ride their bicycle to the nearest town.
That's interesting.
So,
Yeah.
so he would put me in the basket of his bicycle, ride me down to the train station, then I'd get to walk home. Trains are a great tradition, the big kind, and the little ones too.
Well, we also would like to thank all of the members that did come out this year and worked with us to get the trains together and get them all working. And we'd like to thank the public for coming out and seeing what we had and supporting us.
Yeah.
And we'd like to present to the Teddy Bear Fund Drive this year a check for $1,540.56.
Wow, you're kidding me.
Nope.
Over $1,500 to the Teddy Bear Fund. That's amazing. Wow. And that comes from people just putting money in the jar.
Yeah.
It does. Let me comment that the 56 cents, there were a lot of pennies from 3- and 4-year-olds go in the jar this year.
Oh, yeah. Well, that's great. They probably emptied them out just
They
for
sure
that
did.
purpose.
Toon, toon, toon. It was fun to watch.
One at a time. Well, that's just tremendous that so many people did that because they just appreciated the opportunity to see the trains and the work that you fellas did. How many people are in the Train Collectors Club right now?
We have 12 members that get together and bring in their stuff. And we about 2 or 3 new folks were helping out this year, which I think will be back next year. So maybe 14.
Yeah, and maybe some of those youngsters with their pennies, they got the bug now. And,
I'm hoping so.
And they'll be trainers in the future as well.
We hope so. That's the idea. Bring the young out, let them see what's going on, and maybe they'll spark a little bit of interest in trains themselves.
Yeah. What was that number again, Barry?
$1,540.56.
Oh, how nice. How nice. And we thank you so very much, the Train Collectors, for dedicating the funds to the Children's Hospital and Teddy Bear Fund Drive to IRMC. It's just amazing and tremendous the way this community supports this fund drive, and this is another way that they do it. And you guys are a big part of it now.
It's all our pleasure.
Yeah. Well, you're not allowed to quit now.
No.
We're already planning for next year. No
Yeah.
problem.
Yeah, and this is the big thing, isn't it, for you? Is this particular thing? Do you put the trains up on display at any other time of the year? Do you?
We do at
Go to
the
the
fair.
fair?
Uh-huh. Yes, we have a
And,
display up in the pavilion
Uh-huh.
for that whole week.
Yeah, not as big as this though.
No, it's just one
One.
display.
Yeah. Well, we'll look forward to that, but we'll look forward to next year as well. Thank you so much for this wonderful donation to the Teddy Bear Fund Drive. We appreciate it.
Thank
Thank
you.
you for all of your support.
Tom Ott, Barry Widdowson with us this morning, and the Indiana Train Collectors come through again for the Teddy Bear Fund Drive. It is the voice of Indiana County. It's WCCS 101.1 FM, AM 1160, and WCCSradio.com. If you watch the Polar Express every Christmas, you see trains plowing through snow. That might just be called upon this weekend. Our forecast here calls for 1 to 3 inches of snow arriving late this afternoon and a high of 41 degrees, and then heavy rains tonight.